Here's another video on eating in the wild, eating the weeds, eating the bushes, eating the pests. Today's video is about Staghorn sumac. Now, this is not poisonous as a lot of people think, and it actually has some beneficial parts to it. This is the seed cone here. It's very difficult to confuse with anything else. It's a velvety red, and here in my neck of the woods, Northeast PA, I've never seen anything else like it. So I'm very comfortable harvesting this and doing what I'm about to do. So I would not recommend picking them from the roadside, as they may be pelted with automobile exhaust and who knows what else, dust, road debris, and so on. Try and find them someplace a little more secure, secluded. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab 3 of these cones and I'm going to make Indian lemonade. So I use a pair of dog nail clippers, but they haven't cut dog nails. I bought them new, and I only use them around my garden and for things like this. So I'm going to cut this up real high, close to the seed pod, and I'm going to put that in my bowl. And this is going to make probably half a gallon, 3/4 of a gallon. So I'm going to get 3 of these. And it's hard to do this with one hand, so I apologize for the zooming close-ups. And these are really nice. That one kind of broke, but no worries. So there's 2, and we need 1 more. Let's reach up for this guy. Okay, these are on my property, so I know that they're clean. No worries about that. And there's the 3rd one. And that's a close-up. You can see that the seeds are surrounded by this red velvety material, and it's actually a little bit sticky. So we'll go ahead and break these up. I don't like to crush the seeds. They do have some tannins in them, which some people may not get along with. So I'm going to break these up, all of them, about the same way. I'm not going to, a lot of people say use a rolling pin, but I'm not going to do that. I want to keep this kind of tasty without having any issues. I don't think I have any problems with tannins, but other people are going to be drinking this. So I'm going to keep the breakdown to a minimum. And once these are all broken up, I'm going to fill this bowl with cold water and let them soak overnight. The result is going to be, these are a little on the green side yet, but they're going to be just fine for what I'm going to use them for. This is going to turn out to be a pinkish kind of red liquid after they sit overnight in the water, and only use cold water for this purpose. That will prevent any weird stuff inside from leaching out. The seeds do have other uses, but for this purpose, we're just going to do this. You don't need to get crazy and break every seed off. And yeah, they're kind of sticky, so they're pretty close to being ready to go as far as ripeness goes, but they are just a shad on the green side. Okay, so this is going to be good enough. So let's go get some water in this. Okay, so I mixed in my cold water, and I'm going to make sure that everything gets good and wet so that it leaches out as well as possible. And I'm going to want to leave this at room temperature overnight, 24 hours actually. That is what I find to be best. Break apart any big pieces. You want to get the most flavor out of this that you can. Okay, so what we're going to do is I want to cover this tightly so that as little of the water evaporates as possible. So I'm going to use a dinner plate and just put it over the top and set this whole thing aside for 24 hours. And that's all there is to it for now. So I'll be back in 24 hours. Okay guys, this has been sitting for 24 hours, and this is kind of how I like to do it. I use a 100% cotton washcloth that's been cleaned and washed, and that's going to be my strainer. So this is what it looks like after it's been sitting, and we're going to gradually pour that through the strainer until I've poured it all through. So pours through pretty quick, and I can tell you that a lot of the water here must have evaporated because there's not nearly enough water in here. Okay, and this is what it kind of looks like once it's been strained. So that's just about ready for drinking. So let's hold on a second and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm not going to add any more water to this. There's probably a little over a quart in here in total. So what I will use is about 1/3 of a cup of honey, and we like the raw honey. So I heat it up a little bit so that it mixes well, and we'll pour that in. And then I'll put the lid on it, and I'm going to mix it up really well. Hey guys, finish off this video on the Sumac lemonade. I wound up making another batch of it because everybody here drinks it. So this has been sitting overnight in the fridge. So give it a good shake, because some of it will settle to the bottom, kind of like powdered iced tea. And you can get a good idea what this looks like. So you can judge if you're making it, you know, that it's kind of similar. Like I said, I've done this multiple times, and just the straight seeped sumac water and pure honey, and that's it. Never lets me down. This is good stuff. And if you look this up online, it's got a boatload of the medicinal properties, anti-inflammatory. I mean, I know everybody claims that things do miraculous things for you, but this is touted as having anti-inflammatory, helps with cold and flu, can reduce your blood sugar, and just a whole host of things. So if you're interested in this at all and you have access to it, you know, it may be worth looking it up and giving it a try. Again, this is a great hot weather drink, completely natural, and if you make it yourself, you know exactly where everything came from. So If you hung in there through the whole video, thanks. Any questions or comments, please post. I try to answer everything. Cheers, and enjoy your Sunday.